couple of short signals in pre-market. I was expecting a potential retest of VWAP. The fuck? Here's a little market review for November 13th, Monday. This is coming into pre-market. These red boxes, this is a indicator that I programmed using Markers Plus. This one tells me I've got a RSI with some Bollinger Bands attached to it, and this one tells me when the RSI goes out of the Bollinger Band range and then crosses back into it. And these green arrows, this is a MACD crossover that I've got programmed into Markers Plus. But coming into 9:30, we already had a couple of these, and we are below VWAP, this light blue line. So definitely favoring more on the short side. Nothing really going on in these first few candles. If anything, it looks a little bit bullish with all these wicks. Here we do get a little bit of a close above the 20 SMA, this pink dotted line, but VWAP's right there. I still have my heart set on some shorts. Now we get a close below the 20, just barely, no major closes below the 20 SMA. This candle though, I got in on this one. Nice big full-bodied candle, nice close below the 20 SMA here. Tons of delta coming in on the NQ and the MNQ. Not so much the ES. The ES was holding its ground this morning. I hopped in on a short at the close of this candle. I was only looking to target whole number. We're at 510 right there. I wrote it down to whole number. It definitely came down some more. Started to get a reversal signal, but I'm looking at the delta on this one. I got into another short when I saw this delta. Big strong delta. Got red candles. We're below the 20 SMA. We're below VWAP. I had another 10-point target. This candle we get some bullish delta on the MNQ, but hardly ever go off only delta on the MNQ. MNQ delta is a little squirrely. I've got it up there, but I don't solely rely on it. Much more interested in the delta on the NQ and the ES that I've got down here. I've got a bullish MACD signal, but what I'm looking at is the overall down move this morning and the fact that this is closing right below whole number and the 20 SMA. I'm not trying to go long until we have a solid break above the 20 SMA. And you can see right here the 20 SMA, which is right at whole number at that point. Got a total rejection there. Here we've got some big delta coming in on the MNQ and also the ES now. I didn't want to take a third short until I saw some really major reason to. I was out of the market at this point. We did get down to the pivot point. Right before we did, we had a bunch of delta coming in on the NQ and the MNQ. At this point, I'm wondering if it's going to be an exhaustion, and there's no way I'm shorting it this close to the pivot point. And for a good reason, we get a huge bounce off of this pivot point. Nice candlestick right there, the huge wick. We are getting some delta coming in to the downside on the ES, but all morning long this thing's been bullish, so a little balancing out right there. Now we're getting our second MACD reversal signal here. So at this point, I'm not really wanting to get long or short. I'm just waiting to see what happens. We do finally get a close above the 20 SMA. This is my solar wind indicator, which is based on average true range. We're buttoned up right against that. I'm not going to take a long until we break above this. And also there's whole number very close by. I really don't want to get into a long until it looks like it's going to break above whole number there. This candle, we had some negative delta coming in, but my candlesticks are still being painted green from my moving average crossover. The close wasn't that deep below. The candle's not that big. We just had this big rejection off of the pivot point. I still haven't gotten into another trade. Next time I get into a trade, this candle right here, we get a close above the 20. This candle, look at all that delta coming in. I'm thinking this thing's going to finally push whole number with all this delta coming through. Whole number did hold a little bit. We got a little retracement, and then we eventually did pop up. At this point, I'm looking to target VWAP, this blue line. We did make it up to VWAP. This candle, we've got a bunch of delta coming in, but we're right at VWAP. I want to make sure and see that this thing's going to break above VWAP before I get in. And after the down move this morning, I was fully expecting a bounce off of VWAP. I think that was one of my last trades, is I took a bounce trade off of VWAP. We came right back down to the 20 SMA here, and then just kind of farted around for the rest of the morning. Here's 10:30. That's when I'm done for the day usually, 10:30 or 10:35. So hope you got something good out of watching. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.